Hello guys, and welcome to a new Steel Division video today by me, Vulcan. Today I have for you a 4 vs 4 on Bois de Limors, and this is a replay sent in by one of my patrons. I won't tell you exactly who it is on the right side just yet in terms of the players, because I don't want to obviously spoil the outcome of the replay, but I will let you guys know at the end. But in terms of replays sent in, I know that some of you guys have been sending in quite a lot of them, and I do get quite a lot of replays sent into my email. I'm very much appreciative for them. I know I don't necessarily put them up on the channel very often, but that's not because necessarily they're bad quality, although some of them come under that category, but generally it's just because I don't have the time. However, recently I have been introducing a sort of stream schedule where I've been doing my Warhammer 2 videos, and I am planning to basically incorporate another day in order to doing replays sent in by you guys. So every, I think, Wednesday or so, I'm probably going to be doing an entire stream dedicated to watching your guys' replays and commentating on them as I go. So in this one we have Cobra with the 3rd Armoured, I think that is, yep. Then we have the Lev Kovacs with the Guards Armoured. We have Sancho Panzer 29 with the 101st, and Immorto Robert Schmitti with the 1st SSB. On the opposing side we have Still with the 352nd Infantry, Glide with the 17th SS Panzergrenadier, Rafale with the 3rd Fallschirmjäger, and Esgarafem with the 12th SS Panzer. So sorry if I butchered any of those names, but there we are. We're going to be watching it from the neutral perspective, and we'll kind of keep an eye on what goes on throughout the game. So either way, yeah, going back to the replay stuff, I basically will probably have a priority for patrons. Since a patron sent this in, I couldn't really say no to fulfilling his request. But in the future, when I do those replay streams, if you are a patron, then I will be much more likely to do your replay first, and than I would like just any other person. So just bear that in mind. All the information to do with patrons in the description. But either way, off we go. Looks like Schmitti at the start of the game has already left some troops at spawn, which isn't ideal. It's been let known about that by Sancho Panzer. Sancho is going to be using his 101st to try and push through the bottom side of the map. We have sort of, if I go to the Allies' perspective for a while, we've got 101st pushing up the right side. We've got the 1st SSB pushing through this sort of forest area. So two really well-suited forest divisions pushing through there. But then they're fighting against one 3rd Fallschirmjäger player, which is rather unfortunate for that 3rd Fallschirmjäger player. Then I believe there is 3 players on this left side on the Germans. We've got the 352nd, we've got the 17th SS Panzergrenadier, and the 12th SS Panzer. They're all fighting over the more open ground over on this other side. So it's going to be up to the Guards Armoured and 3rd Armoured to hold all of these units back, which is quite a lot, whilst Schmitti and Sancho Panzer push through the right side. So a pretty conservative start from both sides really. Everybody sort of unloading their troops before the halfway. So no like immediate engagements by the looks of things. We do have some small engagements occurring over here where the 258s are moving forwards. That's 4 258s at the start, but this M5A1 is going to be able to make short work of those if Escaro is not too careful. He does have another AT gun coming up. He's actually got 3 AT guns at the start, supported by those 258s, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. But over on the right side, infantry just moving up as is. It looks like Rafael back here is playing very conservatively. I'm not entirely sure why he's pushing up with Fallschirmjäger. I'm not entirely sure how sort of experienced Rafael is here, because he should have his Fallschirmjäger with his Fallschirmjägers, not separately. That's not ideal at all. But either way, over on the left side, AT guns coming into effect are going to be taking out a couple of the half tracks. We do see the M5A1 I think that was probably engaged upon by an AT gun, so it's got to be careful there. Plenty of Panzer Grenadiers pushing across the open here, and they've only got a rifleman squad in their way. 225-pounders from the start from the Guards Armoured is going to be trying to counter the 220mm mortars at the start from Still and the FK-18. That's a very large investment in artillery, especially considering, I think, as a 352nd, each of these takes up one card each. I don't think you can get 220mm on the same card in Phase A, so that's going to be a very large investment lost if these 25-pounders can do the job. Great counter battery going on there. Mustang comes in, takes down a recon aircraft on the right side. That's a Mustang bomber. And of course, infantry is continuing to move up on the right. We got a +1 currently for the Allied side. So Schmitty's got some Fusilier Marines here. He's going to be wanting to engage these Grenadiers. The Grenadiers do have their MGs though, so they're going to do quite a lot of damage. He wants to get this commando leader up to basically give these the command star. It looks like he's like left this behind, which is something that I honestly make the mistake of doing quite a lot. But either way, definitely having these as 3-star squads would help them engage the Grenadiers quite significantly. Fortunately, we do see the units coming up here on the left side to help out, but they're going to get ambushed by this Pak-38. Pak-38 hits and bails out the Cromwell in one shot. It's interesting to see another recon aircraft coming out as well. I feel like this Stuart is just doomed. Yep, bailed out as well. So that's 2 tanks gone there. That's quite a large investment of points for the Guards Armoured player to lose at the start of the game. And this isn't looking good for the Guards Armoured at all. But the AEC Mark III going to be dealing with the Panzer 35s. You've got an engagement now occurring on this right side as Sancho Panza moves up with his infantry. Sancho Panza doing very well with how he's spacing his forces. He's got Pathfinders. They've moved up to take on the Fallschirmjägers, but they're not going to deal too much damage with the Fallschirmjägers getting their machine guns on target. But on this right side, Airborne Engineers accompanied by the Airborne Leader. Nice combination. Then we have Schmitty actually bringing up some Commando Tank Busters and Commando Support to help out. Not too much of an engagement going on yet though for Schmitty. We have Fusiliers, Marines still going for this fight with the Grenadiers here, but now the mortar support coming in. The bailed out Cromwell still hanging out there. We've got some Willys, MMGs coming up to help out. Maybe they can pin down these Pak-38s, but not before the Cromwell is going to die. Now we have the 25-pounders coming in, followed up by a Sexton here. And those 3 in combination just ruined one of those Pak-38s. Looks like that rifle squad that I was talking about just got wrecked by the Panzer Grenadiers, which was to be expected. And I'm really quite surprised that there hasn't been much more of a push here. There's like 2 players here, just on this one side of the map. And then you've got another player here, who just took out both a Stuart and a Cromwell. So they could probably push quite much more aggressively. There is the AEC Mark III that they have to deal with, and now both of the AT guns are dead. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe this player can't push still, but the other 2 players on this side could definitely try and put some pressure on. I think this M4A1 and this M4A1 are both in the way though. Looks like the 3rd Armoured's investment in these tanks is actually really done well, because Pak-38s have actually a hard time of killing M4A1s at maximum range, and M4A1s with 2-star veterancy thanks to command can actually probably kill Pak-38s themselves, so that's something that they probably have to be concerned about. Either way, looks like the 3rd Fallschirmjäger player is still trying to hold strong against the 101st. However, Airborne Engineers with their napalm going to be forcing the Fallschirmjäger to surrender relatively quickly. There's also the mortar support coming in now as well, so as soon as they're pinned down, again it's going to be like another surrender, because all of the Fallschirmjäger are together over here. It's like a massive mistake from the Rafale player. Okay, so Schmitty is moving through with a couple units of tank busters and the Fusilier Marines. This is okay, but what you got to do is make sure the tank busters engage at the same time, so you have the men to do the damage. Because at the moment the Grenadiers are isolating these tank busters in the engagement, and the tank busters will die before they can really do too much because they're completely outnumbered. But with the combination here, for example, like Commanding Tank Busters and Fusilier Marines, just deleted that squad like instantly. So if they moved it, if Schmitty moved these tank busters and Fusilier Marines to help out with these grenadiers, then that tank buster squad probably wouldn't have died, which is unfortunate. But either way, at least these are all 3-star now thanks to the commando leader. And we are seeing the commando assault there move through. Has already used up one of its TNT. We do see the Fallschirmjägers there. I believe they engaged upon one of these infantry squads, and then the Humber pinned them down. We have to see if the Humber gets into range of the Faust, and it does. And they're going to reveal themselves and basically get pinned down again. Double Commando 6 squad here. That's pretty damn potent if you ask me. But you just got to make sure that he keeps them alive. If like bombers come in and take these Commando 6 squads out, it's going to be hard to deal with. Because Commando 6 is just so damn good. Right, over on this side, looks like the combination of Stuarts and half-tracks is holding back the infantry in the mid. Over on the far left, there's a small contingent of armoured rifles and the armoured leader here trying to hold back the Panzer Grenadiers. Fortunately, the armoured leader isn't pinned down, so these armoured rifles aren't basically letting the armoured rifles surrender straight away. We've got the M5A1 coming up. That can definitely help deal with the 250-10 and these half-tracks, and then pin down some of those Panzer Grenadiers, so that's nice to see. And honestly, the amount of tanks over on this left side is very high for Phase A. Loads of Stuarts, loads of M4A1s. But it is working. That's the thing, it's working. All of the AT guns are concentrated in this area. As long as they bypass it, all of their tanks are fine. They got like 3 more AT guns coming up here, and they can probably deal with the Stuarts quite easily if they are let to do so. But either way, AEC Mark III still doing the job here. Hasn't really killed off this Panzer III still though. Probably because the AEC Mark III has really bad accuracy. But either way, Schmitty's bringing in some reinforcements, bunch of Staghound AAs. There is a lot of Air Force being used, so bringing in this much AA does make sense. On this right side, Sancho Panza, I just think that he's just not being too aggressive at the moment. He's just waiting for the mortar fire to come down, pin them down, make them surrender, carry on. And Sancho Panza getting a pretty easy game in here at the moment, because it seems that Rafal is just on his own, not too much to help him, and yeah, that really sucks in his position. Like, as a third Fallschirmjäger, you have a really hard time dealing with like airborne engineers, even with Fallschirmjägers. It's just horrible. So there is that problem, and still is sending some infantry over here, but their grenadiers and Osttruppen, and against the first SSB, they just get absolutely demolished. So Schmitty making a lot of ground at the moment through the forest there, but mainly because it's 1v2 more than anything else. Still's kind of been beaten up by Lev, even though Lev lost both of his tanks early on, has managed to like secure this left side, especially with this like triple arty combo going on down here. It's pretty intense. Been using that to take out a lot of the enemy AT guns. I've no idea why this AT gun's on return fire. They should definitely let that start to take out these Stuarts. Maybe roll over the other one to take it out. And there we go. Stuart is down. Second Stuart is going to survive for now. Might get taken out by the next shot. Weapon damage, that's enough. That's going to be enough to allow the Pak 38 to pick up the kill there. Lovely jubbly, and the Stoss troop took out the half-track at the same time. So in the mid, Glide making a very nice play there, taking up both of the Stuarts. That pays off for the Pak 38s, and the amount of them that he brought in, that was pretty crazy. But yeah, I still feel like this left side could have been a lot more aggressive. The M5A1 has definitely stabilized this left side, forced the half-tracks to sort of fall back there. Still got the M4A1 covering as well. So yeah, these AT guns need to either be pushed over to this left side, or they need to bring in something to challenge the M4A1 and the M5A1, which is probably going to be these Panzer IVs. Either way, over on this side we do see the Staghound AAs trying to deal with the HS-129 that's coming to try and take out the Staghound AAs. There is going to be a Mustang coming in there. Is he going to be able to get the kill? No, he's not. He actually pulls off from that engagement. I believe he probably just didn't want to go over the enemy AA, but either way, the both of us do the job. Take down the HS-129. Really, really good. Okay, so Schmitty just trying to take advantage of as much ground as possible. On this right side, it looks like Sancho Panzer's just trying to move up onto these Fallschirmjägers and stuff. At this range, the Fallschirmjägers actually do a really good job against airborne engineers, so you can see there they're going to get pinned down very, very quickly. In order to engage the Fallschirmjägers at that sort of range, you need to have airborne rifles more than airborne engineers, because just basically pushing across the open, you can see the line of sight. If I do it like this, there's like a point from here to the other side, which is like way more than 150 meters, and these need to be within 100 meters. So the Fallschirmjägers will always have more than enough chance to get on target before the airborne engineers get in range, unless smoke is used. Now, double Commando 6 squad going for the Fallschirmjäger here. They shouldn't last very long. We are going to see those Fallschirmjäger go down as well, and just a lot of ground being made here. Still really struggling in this match to hold back his opponents. This Centaur just not the right choice to engage the Panzer III and the Stug 3. I needed to get out of there a lot sooner. But will probably find itself cover unless it gets itself engine destroyed. And that's probably going to be a very dead Centaur. So this left side has stabilized. I think they've conceded a little bit of ground, but since Schmitty and Sancho Panzer have made so much ground on the right side, it's kind of making up for it. P-47 Thunderbolt coming in. That's going to be going for the bombing strike onto the Fallschirmjäger there, unless it gets forced to fall back by Sancho Panzer. Fortunately, plenty of Bofors to stop those ME-109s from shooting down his Thunderbolt. Mustang was brought in to counter. ME-109 flying over the head of a lot of anti-air as well. Going to take a lot of damage. Going to be spending a lot of time repairing. That Mustang could have come across and picked up those kills if it was done sooner. Now we have a Stug 3, and this is a little bit of an issue. There is some smoke coming in from Schmitty, but it's not really going to do too much against the Stug 3. Stug 3 is just going to pop one of the Willys MG there. We're going to see the Humber go down to the Panzer Abwehr. We've got the Recce engaging one of the Pak 41 Gerlichs. Might be able to take that out, but the Flak 38 and the Volscian Pioneers on target. And there is a serious lack of command here, which is why one of those units surrendered. But either way, up here, still going strong. Commander Fusilier Marines taking on some Starstreak, going to be taking those out. Some nice infantry engagements occurring, and now Lev is stabilising the left side with a Firefly, which should be able to deal with the Panzer III quite handily. Over on this side, Jumbo has come in, but hasn't been pushed up. I'm quite surprised that it hasn't, honestly. I believe it has taken out all of those AT guns, though. They've all been taken out on this side, so it would definitely be the chance to move up, especially if his opponent is focusing on using Panzer IVs. Jumbo is almost a perfect counter for Panzer IVs because they match their range, but the Jumbo just doesn't die. So yeah, moving up the Jumbo in this case with some recon ahead would be a great idea, and then covered by the M4A1s at the back. Yeah, no problem. Also, there's two M21 mortar carriers, so plenty of opportunity to smoke stuff off that's a threat and continue that push. So I feel like Cobra's playing very passively on that side. Lev's constantly being pressured in the mid though by Glide. ME-109 going to be there to basically pin down some of these M5 half-tracks. So again, just holding here. I think Lev's doing the best he can, but I feel like Cobra could definitely be a lot more aggressive. Meanwhile up here, Schmitty has broken through. He took out quite a lot of the infantry that was stationed in this forest area, and now they're almost pushing for a +2. It's currently a +1 with 57%. They're kind of encircling the third Fallschirmjäger player now. Commando tank busters are being sent to kill off the Pak 41 Gerlich, but there goes some of the recon. There goes the Gerlich though, and the Panzer Abwehr, now they've been spotted, will be hammered by the airborne rifles. Going to be seeing the Thunderbolt try and take out the Stug 3. But this Stug 3 here is still a problem. There's actually nothing around here that can take out this Stug 3. There is a Commando tank busters that look like they're coming back with an attack order, to engage the Stug 3, but it's going to take him a while to get back, that's for sure. Now, meanwhile, down the road, Still's trying to bring in some reinforcements, but they're just getting pinned down constantly by this Commando 6 squad. There's also the Commando supports, which are really, really good at this range. At the 400 meter range engagement with those Vickers K guns, they've got 8 HE, so they pin down these grenadiers very easily from heavy cover. And the mortar goes down there, loads of dingoes on the way for Schmitty. Not entirely sure why, and not sure where they're going either. He's still got the commando leader here, so he could move them up to assist the units on the edge of the tree line. But he is being focused a lot, and does definitely need to invest in more infantry if he has any. If he doesn't, then that's just a bit of an issue. Because these dingoes aren't going to do the job, and currently the Stug, I don't even know what the Stug's doing, but it looks like it's just driven straight towards the Tank Buster squad, and I wouldn't be surprised to see that Tank Buster take out the Stug. Wow. Both shots missed. A stationary target. They've got another chance. And that's going to be a bailed out Stug. Okay. So the Stug's dealt with on that left side. Now on the far left, we see the M5A1 taking on the 258 there. The Panzer IV is going to be engaging the M5A1 and does weapon damage it, but the 258 is dead there. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what's happening here, but this jumbo moved over to the left side could kill all of this and stop that push entirely. Other than that, just pushing forwards with the M21 mortar carriers with all of this armor could definitely do a lot of damage after the AT guns were taken care of. Loads of artillery still being used here to pin down infantry as Cobra and Lev try and move forwards. Double Tempest flying about from Lev as well. And there's also a Mustang in the enemy spawn. So the +1, still a +1 at the moment, 811 points. The commando leader are being surrounded here, but a couple more reinforcements coming up, another commando squad. Another command squad with some probably Fusilier Marines. There might even be Raw Marines at this point since we're in Phase B. But so far so good for Schmitty and also Sancho Panzer on this left side, or on right side. So yeah, Raw Marines it is. At close range they actually do quite a lot of damage. Killing off the Starship Troop members there is going to be okay. They do have the command, or they did have the command to stop them surrendering. It's got to be very careful. The Dingo's arriving just in time to sort of save the day there and stop those Raw Marines from surrendering. But now we have these Raw Marines coming in from this side. Going to be able to pin down the Osttruppen quite nicely. Nebelwerfers are going to be coming down onto some infantry here, but it looks like there was more friendly fire than anything else. Dingo is going to be on the main road to help pin down some of these units, but not going to really do too much damage. That's the worst part about dingoes. They're great if you use them as command, but you don't want to use them as like frontline fighting units. Mortars doing a nice amount of damage to these Vulcan Pioneers. As you move into the later game against the 3rd Vulcan Jaegers, they will be bringing in a lot of these Vulcan Pioneers, and they are really hard to deal with. So using the mortar effectively and making sure you pin them down is definitely the way to go, and Sancho Panzer on the right side really doing a good job. Now it looks like here there's just a mix of units going on. You've got Schmitty and Sancho Panzer, I think, both working together. If we go to Schmitty's point of view, yeah, he's got quite a few units here, but a lot of scouts a bit further back. So Sancho Panzer focusing solely on the right side. It looks like Schmitty's kind of trying to focus on the entirety of the forest. If we look at Lev's kind of consolidating his forces here after taking a hell of a beating. Looks like he lost his Firefly on the left side of the forest. And over here, it's just a complete lack of recon, I think it is. That just really isn't making Cobra very confident at all in pushing forwards. So the Calliope firing away. That's going to be helping to pin down multiple of these Panzer Grenadiers. Gotta be careful that he doesn't kill off too many of Lev's motorized rifles though. I still feel like this jumbo could be doing something a lot more efficient than just sat there in the middle of a field, especially with the M4A1 even engaging a Panzer IV. Why not move the jumbo forwards to hit one of these Panzer IVs? There is now a Jagdpanther that can kill the jumbo, so the time to use the jumbo is kind of past, because that Jagdpanther is eventually going to kill the jumbo anyway. Very odd. We don't get to see a Jagdpanther often, so let's have a quick look at it in action. Ooh. Another bounce off the front of the jumbo. That jumbo is going to start to reverse, which is good. You don't want to leave that engagement happening. Two command Churchills coming in here. It looks like Schmitty is taking up the mantle of the left flank of the forest. With those two Churchills, might be able to make quite a lot of ground there. Thunderbolt coming in, taking out Pack 40. Pioneers still being pinned down here. Sancho Panzer's just making a ton of ground. There's a lot of infantry concentration though in this forest. I'm not entirely sure where these grenadiers are going. Like, even with like this gap forming, I would still consolidate my infantry and push back the way I was going. Like, I guess you could kind of push into the salient maybe with all of the infantry, but heading in that direction just seems really odd. I don't know. Either way, Royal Marines holding the defensive against grenadiers that are trying to cross the road. And at that range, the HE is just so much in favour of the Royal Marines, and they have so many more men as well. Like, there's 11 HE on the Royal Marines, Grenadiers have 5 HE, and as the Grenadiers lose more men, they're just going to become less and less effective. Same with the Royal Marines, but Royal Marines have enough weapons to keep them in that fight. Jumbo has got its crew knocked out. It's still bouncing shots from the Jagdpanther, but that Jagdpanther probably has about a 30% chance to penetrate, so it will eventually. Currently, constantly falling back. It's just a shame on this left side that Cobra let it go long enough that the 352nd managed to bring in a Jagdpanther to kill his jumbo. So that's still from this side. It's come over with a Jagdpanther to kill off this jumbo, and this jumbo is now dead. And you can't help but think that the 300 points invested in that Jagdpanther might have been used well to stabilize against Smitty pushing through this forest. But never mind. Commanding Tank Buster is going to be able to do quite a decent job at that range. Oh, this is going to be nasty. We do see the TNT coming in right into the middle of 3 Grenadier squads. Going to take out one of them. I thought that would do more damage to the others, but I don't think these have too much splash damage. Only 10 meter AoE, so the Grenadiers got away with it this time. But it looks like that Commando Tank Buster might die if it's not supported by the Commando Assault sooner, and that could have been avoided. This is another sort of simple mistake. Just have the Commando Assaults engage the Grenadiers, and you would have pinned them both down and made them surrender. But either way, we do see Sancho Panzer pushing up now heavily with the Stuart now supporting. See the double pin there. Commando Assault do the job, and that gets rid of the little push that came in. We do see Sancho Panzer use a Grasshopper now. He is very far ahead, and Rafael, I'm surprised he hasn't surrendered. Absolute props to Rafael for not doing so, because he has been hammered this game by 2 players. We do see Esgar here with his Tiger just sort of waiting in one of the hedgerows. But the right side has just completely collapsed, and it's now a +3. 5 minutes and 45 seconds until the Allied victory. And well, since it's going so far in the favour of the Allies, and you guys can probably tell that the Allies are going to win, I can now tell you that Schmitty was the person who sent in the replay. It's one of my top patrons and requested that I do this replay, so here it is. And honestly, it's pretty much just one of those demonstrations of very infantry heavy divisions like the 101st and 1st SSB pushing through this forest. And I don't think there are many occasions where we'll see the Germans actually win this match. But, oh, lovely off-map coming in here. Right on target. This is all of the reinforcements of Rafale. And it's a shame that they haven't really hit the mark with that, because it was on the right target, but Yeah, my god. Thunderbolt coming in there, going to be taking out the mortars. Lovely stuff. So, can just be completely aggressive here. But yeah, anyway. Kind of lost my train of thought there, but let's move on. And we can see that, yeah, the right side is just completely dominated by these two divisions, 101st and 1st SSB. The Germans, that's what I was talking about. The Germans coming back on this map. The Germans have to play this very carefully, and there has to be a solid use of fire support like IG-18s and maybe some tanks as well in there in order to actually push back infantry. Also, the correct placement of MGs and creating crossfires is very, very important as well. If you want to at least hold the forest for a prolonged period of time, because there are these, of course, these gaps, and these gaps are where you want to fight your opponent. You don't want to fight across the close trees, and that's obviously where you'll focus most of your defense, but having your own sort of mortars to hold them back there would be a nice idea. Anyway, double Churchill, triple Churchill moving through. Got the little Churchill brigade here. Don't know why this dingo's here, since it's not providing any command. But yeah, triple Churchill moving through. Going to be able to do some damage. I guess Schmitty could donate the dingo to follow the Firefly there and help out Lev, but yeah, interesting triple Churchill combo. And there's also two crocodiles coming up from Lev as well now. Left side is very interesting still. Armoured rifles are on return fire. This Panzer Grenadier could have come through and killed the M5A1. It's just a very interesting standoff, to say the least, on that left side. I feel like Cobra could have just smashed to pieces Esgara once he killed off his AT guns. But still, I don't know the sort of experience of anybody on this team except Schmitty. And this was, in fact, like Schmitty's like 5th game, I believe he said to me. So I'll take his word for it. One of his crocodiles going to go down there though to the Pack 43. And now only 2 minutes left on the clock as the +3 is ticking up relatively fast. The Tiger was taken out here, maybe. Where did that go? I have no idea what happened to that Tiger. Surely they didn't let it get Zukered. That would have been quite damn depressing. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. Tiger's burning on the top side of the forest. Must have been a Royal Marine or something that got a little bit further up. Yeah, those guys going to be forced to surrender as well. Poor Royal Marines. And, well, Sancho Panza has complete control of the right side of the map, and that is a lot of troops. I think even I would have trouble trying to micro all of those troops. But at this point, what you want to do as Sancho Panza is like have a couple of infantry squads like these, not these Pathfinders, but like these engineers or the airborne rifles. Just move up to the edge of the map, and then you just send the rest to the left. Because there's no point, you're not going any further. You may as well have all of your troops to swing left, attack move them all, and help to crush the rest of the map. But only 50 seconds left on the clock now, so it makes sense to see why there's not too much going on the map. Gonna have it from Schmitty's point of view at the end of the game, just so that we can see his kills and losses. But this M10A1 destroyer was donated to the left flank by Sancho Panza, as Cobra does go for a push towards the end, but it looks like it's been absolutely foiled here. Oh my god, what a nightmare this is. You would not want to be one of these armoured rifles, would you? Blimey. Yeah, that's right, boys, you run. Get out of there. 2 seconds left, and that is victory for the Allied side. So after 32 minutes and 48 seconds, the Allies are victorious, and that's a total victory. If we jump over to the team scores, well, Sancho Panza did a fantastic job throughout this one. And absolutely demolished Rafal, who looked like an inexperienced player to me, but either way, 2,990 kills to 565 losses. Schmitty supporting on the left side with the 2,370 kills to 2,010 losses. Not too bad at all, although a few simple mistakes in there, like losing some of those tank buster squads for sure. But Lev, we've got him losing his tanks at the start, but then helping to stabilize, and finally Cobra on the left side could definitely have been a lot more aggressive. But that is your lot. On the opposing side, still got a decent KD considering the situation that he ended up in, but the rest of his team not doing too well at all. That's about it. If we look at the kills, we got plenty of Fusilier Marine kills, we got Commando support kills. Commando 6 didn't actually kill too much in the end. These Commando 6 squads can rack up a lot of points worth of kills if you let them. And this Command Churchill did manage to take out 2 Stug 3s, Pack 38 and a Pack 43 towards the end of the game. So great job by that Churchill. But yeah, if we look at some of the losses, this Volksführer should not be killing these units. And that Stug 3 that went through the middle, that was pretty crazy. There was nothing there to kill it, and it just managed to break all the way through. So yeah, either way, pretty decent game. Hopefully you guys enjoyed watching it. Thanks for watching, and thanks for sending it in, Smitty. And I'll see you next time. Goodbye.